All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yo, what's going on, Book It family? This is your boy, Mr. Teddy Lemon Pepper Step Along, coming in for a late night edition of Monday Night Raw Dog. I had to apologize for being so late because I have a job that requires me to be on the football field the past hours that I don't want to be on the football field. But we coming in, it's 1:40 in the morning, but goddamn it, we gonna talk about Monday Night Raw. So let's get into it, because we kicked off the show with LA Knight calling out his boy Solo Dolo Sikoa. Solo coming out hitting LA Knight's catchphrases, and LA Knight had to stop that, like, hey, you ain't gonna keep doing my catchphrases and stuff. But it's Solo Sikoa coming out, basically, telling LA Knight he got his back and these things of nature, about what happened with the Bloodline last week with them being able to take out Roman Reigns, the Usos, but Jacob Fatu not getting touched. So very interesting concept with that one. But they're interrupted by the Usos, and basically, they have their back and forth, but it turns out that they will end up having a tag team match, which ends up being a main event. So after that, we get the first match of the night, which is Stephanie Vaquer versus Roxanne Perez. So it's Stephanie's first match in some months since she had everything going on with her. So seeing her in the arena tonight, I think she debuted a new finisher. I'm not really sure, but it was a really good move. But during this match, you had interference between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez interfering in the match. Then coming out, you had Becky Lynch coming to Stephanie Vaquer's aid to render some aid while the Judgment Day was trying to, use the numbers game and do what they do best. But in the end, Stephanie Vaquer won with I don't know what the name of the move is, but it's a double underhook, and she flips you up. And then when she brings you back down, she drops double knees on you. Don't know what the move is called, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with a dope name for it. So, you got the SVB, you got the Valkyrie Inferno, I believe, which is her version of the spiral tap that AJ Styles used, and now she got another finisher. So a big bag for Stephanie Valkyrie. Definitely looking forward to seeing what she got coming up next, especially with her World Heavyweight Championship match. Not heavyweight, her World Championship match against Liv Morgan in 2 weeks. So that's going to be dope. I think they're really holding off on that until I think they're in Mexico City. Or not Mexico City, wherever city they're going to be in Mexico on the 14th. I think that's when they're doing the Stephanie Vaquer Liv Morgan match. But right after that match, we have a backstage moment with Rey Fenix and Rey Mysterio, which then turns into Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough talking crazy to Rey Mysterio, doing what they always do. But Javon Evans comes and attacks both JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio right before the next match, which turns out to be Rey Fenix versus Dragon Lee. For the qualifier, Lucha Libre qualifier match to face Roman Reigns when they go to Mexico. And to be honest with you, man, Lucha Libre has probably been the most highlighted thing WWE has had on Monday Night Raw and probably this whole year. Getting to see some of the best wrestling that is out here in the world, which is Lucha Libre, is one of my favorite styles of wrestling. But seeing Lucha Libre being publicized the way it is and being on mainstream media, TV, social, all that stuff is great. Rey Fenix did end up winning, and I'm saying that was probably about a 4.5, almost a 5-star match tonight between him and Dragon Lee. And so after that, we have the Oba Femi Braun Breaker contract signing. And I'm not gonna lie, Braun Breaker was fumbling all over this promo. You can tell he's still a little green for the spotlight that he's wanting to be in. But it's like, if you want to be in the spotlight, your promo's got to hit, and we know his wrestling can hit because he's a signer. But his mic skills need a little bit more work for that segment. But it ended up being Austin Theory coming out and Braun Breaker and Austin Theory trying to jump Obafemi, but Obafemi got the upper hand. And ends up putting Austin Theory through a table and basically just owns Braun Breaker. And I honestly believe that Braun Breaker is about to get his ass beat at Sunday night's main event in his hometown. It's just what it is. So after the contract signing, we have the young OG Javon Evans versus Big Cass, which was actually a really good match between Javon Evans and Big Cass. Even though Big Cass did end up getting a win in his first Monday Night Raw appearance in 8 years. It's been 8 years since we've seen Big Cass, with him and Enzo Amore. But seeing Big Cass and knowing him from WWE and then Big Bill and AEW, but seeing him, I'm curious to see what the angles are going to be with him coming back. If it's going to be main title picture or whatever it's going to be, we're going to see. But the next match we had on the night was Penta versus La Parka. A lot of people are trying to, a lot of people might not know, but La Parka is an iteration. So La Parka is really just a character. But this is the third La Parka over the course of the history of La Parka the Luchador. This one is much taller than a lot of other La Parkas. I know a lot of older wrestling fans remember La Parka in WCW. That's one of the longest tenured La Parkas that has been around, the one that was in WCW. But so Penta gets the win over La Parka tonight. So it ends up being the Lucha Bros, Rey Fenix versus Penta, to see who will face Roman Reigns in that World Heavyweight Championship match. And I honestly feel like it's going to be Penta, just because he's big brother and the build up they've had for Penta for, God knows how long. He's been Intercontinental Champion. That's the only title he's had, but he's been in that great spot position on Raw and hasn't left the show. So seeing what Rey Fenix can do and knowing what he can do is going to be a great match. We had another backstage segment, but I'm not really focused on backstage segments tonight. If you want to watch it, go back on Netflix. But the ending match of the night was the main event, which was the Usos versus LA Knight and Solo Sikoa. And in this match, it was actually a good match. There wasn't a lot of botches, but this match ended in a no contest because we have the returning ROYCE Keys coming back, even though Corey Graves did botch it and say Hobbs, and it was caught in 4K. We know that Powerhouse Hobbs is ROYCE Keys. So ROYCE Keys came out with OTM, the tag team from NXT, Bronco Nima, who is just a part of Del Perros in AAA, but got kicked out of Del Perros, which makes sense why he got kicked out. And then his tag team partner, Lucien, I forgot his name. But OTM really, I think they had tag titles in NXT. They might not have got a lot of traction that they should have gotten or could have gotten, but OTM is a really good tag team. Former football players, but a really good tag team and strong fellas. So to have them plus ROYCE Keys is almost another version of the Hurt Business, but with almost 3 Bobby Lashley's. That's just my take on things. But I'm curious to see now what happens, because now you got the Bloodline, now you got Solo and LA Knight. ROYCE Keys was with them, but now that ROYCE Keys ain't with them, it's curious to see who is it, because ROYCE Keys turned his back on LA Knight and Solo, and both of those 2 individuals were the ones that did have his back, even though when he got that chair put around his neck, I know the angle could probably be that neither one of them, neither Solo, neither LA Knight came to his defense. So I could see where they're going to go with that, and anybody can get it. But until then, I'm curious and I'm tuned in and I'm locked in for Monday Night Raw next week. So I know this one was short, sweet, and get to the point. But I do apologize. I'll be better on my time next week. As you can see, I'm probably looking tired than a motherfucker. But all in all, Booking fam, keep those booking pencils sharpened, and tune in with us until the next episode. Until the next episode. Hey, can't play the song because I don't want to get copyright infringed. But until then, peace.